everybody? It's Friday, coming at you a little bit late on a Friday, but still going to be happening today. I got caught up with a dinner last night with my wife. It was great, fantastic, and after I was done, I didn't have the attention span to record an intro or an outro, so here I am recording that today, and it's fine. It's my podcast. I kind of do what I want. It's still up on a Friday, so I'm happy with that one. Other than that, there is some news heading your way. Mizzou, the Missouri University of Missouri, that's the neighboring college of Columbia College. They have released their rosters for 3 teams. Last season, I should say, they made the announcement that they were going to be giving scholarships to an esports team, forming an esports team over at University of Missouri, Mizzou. And initially, it was just Overwatch and League of Legends, but the roster they released also has Rocket League on there, which I am completely lost on Collegiate Rocket League. I have no idea what's happening. I don't know power rankings or who's who or who's what, anything like that, but I'm going to throw it up here anyways. But I'm going to start with what I do know vaguely. At this point, a lot of new names coming out, and especially with the new scholarships, these bigger schools, there's going to be a lot of new names, and I don't know all of them, but I'm going to go ahead and throw up the Overwatch team first. So yeah, Overwatch up right now, 3 on tank, 3 on flex, 1 DPS, 2 support. I'm not too familiar with the layout of Overwatch teams. I'm not an exception to ignorance. Overwatch is something I'm ignorant on, but they do seem to have a pretty stacked roster, and I'm excited regardless because it's Mizzou Esports. It's one of the biggest schools in the United States, bringing esports scholarships to their school. So this should be really exciting. I'm interested to see how they stand up to Harrisburg University, how they stand up to Maryville University, who, as far as I know, are two of the bigger names in Collegiate. But again, I'm somewhat ignorant to the field. So leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me on Twitter what you think of this because I'm interested, and I am going to go on to the League of Legends part because I'm actually really interested in that one too. And this one I don't know too much about because, like I said, I know about League of Legends, but I don't know the players that well because, again, there's so many scholarships being given out now. That means that more talent is going to be investing their time into Collegiate League of Legends. It's just a matter of time before someone pops up that I don't know. I don't keep track of the amateur scene anymore, and that could be a factor here too. And there's just so much saturation with players nowadays. It's just hard to keep up. I do see there is someone named Josh Rabb. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he goes by Josh Quest. I'm assuming he's my biggest fan. I don't really know. I don't know what possessed him to. Maybe I'll ask him. Maybe I'll just have him on the podcast. He's the strategic coach for the League of Legends team for Mizzou outside of Brady Graves. There's 2 of them there. And they also do have a flex in the bot lane with their ADC with Pillow Touch and Protegium. So that's going to be interesting. Usually you see the flex in either the jungle or the mid lane because it typically has more influence over the map and over the the power sway in the game. But they have opted for the bot lane ADC, and that might just be because that's what they have and that's what they're working with. So it's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, this is the neighbor of Columbia College, one of the best schools in the United States as far as League of Legends is concerned. So it's going to be interesting to see how Mizzou stands up to them, if they can take down their smaller neighbor, and especially next Midwest Campus Clash. Mizzou is going to be there. The black and gold, they're right down the street. Like I said, it's going to be interesting. If they can get their scholarship program off and to a great start, that's going to be probably one of the most competitive Midwest Campus Clashes we've seen. That's counting last year's, which I thought this past Midwest Campus Clash was the most competitive we've had thus far. You had Harrisburg University, Columbia College, you had Maryville University, and there was upsets all around with Harrisburg University taking it. Going to be interesting to see how this transpires in the next one because, like I said, Mizzou Esports, they're looking to put their stamp on the scene, and they're starting out very well. Now, over to Rocket League, which I am the most ignorant about. I have no idea. I didn't even know they had Rocket League scholarships there, and this is not a confirmation that they have them there. They might just have a Rocket League team. They actually did announce League of Legends and Overwatch scholarships. I did not hear about Rocket League, but I don't know anything about Rocket League, but this is their roster. You can take a look at it. If you're a Rocket League aficionado, there you have it. I hope you know these names, and if you do, let me know about them because I would love to educate myself. So with that being said, my guest this week is going to be Jonathan Hollywood Song. He is from Harrisburg University, formerly of Columbia College University, formerly of Twin Cities, Minnesota. And I've kept up with, I've known Jonathan for 3 years now. I believe it's 3 or 4 years now in the collegiate scene. And we talk on Twitter every now and then just about some of our nerdy things like Final Fantasy. And that's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to bring him on, because I knew I could just nerd out with him. And we do that to a great extent, to a great degree on this podcast. We also talk about him being in Harrisburg University, transitioning from League of Legends over to Hearthstone, and how his love for Smash is doing with going with him, and how he's taking that into school. Which I believe he said there was no Smash scholarship in Harrisburg University, but there is over in UCI. So I believe Smash will be a thing in the future, and that's something that Jonathan could actually gear himself toward, because he does seem to have a passion for Smash Ultimate. And he's pretty good at whatever he puts his mind to. He was great at League of Legends, and he's doing pretty well on Hearthstone to boot. So yeah, it's a good talk. I hope you guys enjoy it. I certainly did. Like I said, it's great nerding out. He even gave me some sheet music. I mentioned the sheet music in the chat, and he gave that to me. So I have some new music to practice. Final Fantasy music, which is great. So thank you very much, Jonathan, if you're listening to this. And here's the interview. It's not an interview. Here's the conversation. It's a conversation. Here it is. Enjoy. All right, man. So, you been good?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Been a nice summer.
Yeah, you've still been practicing though in the summer, because I've seen you post about going to Smash tournaments. Is that correct?
Yeah. But I just started Hearthstone season, so my Smash life has kind of dwindled for a while.
Okay, I was gonna ask about that, because I know you played Hearthstone for HU, but I didn't know if they had a Smash team, because I know Smash isn't quite popularized within the colleges yet. There's a couple of them that have it, but there's not that many. It's mostly Overwatch or Blizzard products, and then League of Legends, and I don't even think there's technically a scholarship for Dota or anything yet, but I saw you playing a lot of Smash. I didn't know if you're gearing up for something this year, or if that's just a pastime that you really enjoyed.
A pastime I really enjoy, but here's to hoping that they do support it sometime in the future.
Yeah.
I think it's just so underground because Nintendo doesn't really support the professional scene.
That's kind of how Dota
but it's something
is.
that's really fun.
Well, not the professional scene for Dota, but the collegiate scene for Dota. Like Valve, from my understanding, doesn't really give much attention to Dota. In fact, I actually think CSL is like one of the biggest Dota tournaments. Maybe. I'm trying to think of another one.
I don't know.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't really play Dota. I'm not in that realm, but I try to get get an understanding of most things. But I don't know if Dota actually has an outlet outside of CSL, and maybe I want to say one other, but I can't even name that other, so I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, what got you into Smash? Have you always been into Smash?
So I played it. It was like my fairly off game during my time in my League of Legends days. I would just kind of play it pretty casually. But the new game came out, of course, in December, and then was I addicted for a while.
Yeah.
It's just a different skill set you have to use, which I really enjoyed a lot. 1-on-1 is really fun. You don't have to rely on your teammates.
Did you end up going to Evo by chance?
No, I went to SmashCon, but Evo I did not go to.
Okay, I was wondering if you did go to Evo, I was going to be upset because you didn't reach out to me, and I didn't know you went, so I didn't reach out to you, because I did go to Evo, because I live
here. I heard, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, like, this is going to sound real pretentious. I mean, with big things like that, I go to see friends, and I go to the artist alley, and I'll go for one specific thing. And after that specific thing, my friends and artist alley the criteria has all been met. I get really bored really fast. So I went for one day. I had a weekend pass, and I ended up seeing a couple of my friends and going through the artist alley and buying some art. And I watched a little bit of Dragon Ball Fighter Z, because that's probably one of my favorite fighting games. And other than that, I left.
Oh, nice.
I left, and they had Smash there, and I was like, maybe I should look at Smash, but I don't know anything about Smash besides I know the premise of Smash. I know what you have to do to win, but I don't know anything about Smash as far as the personalities, players, or characters. So I didn't stick around for it. Kind of slightly regret it, but I don't know, fighting games. I've always been interested in them, but it's not something I've ever delved into, and sometimes I feel like I really want to change that. I do get a hankering to get a Switch sometimes, just to play Smash every now and then. Well, among like their other games like Zelda and things like that, but I just can't commit myself to it because not a passion. At least it's not yet. Rainbow Six was not a passion at one time, and now I absolutely love this game. So I can't absolutely say that. I can't say it's not a passion because I don't know if it's actually there to be a passion because I haven't explored it. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, no, all good. Sometimes it appeals to people right off the bat. Sometimes it's not, and if you don't like it, maybe it's not for you.
Yeah.
No worries there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. And I don't want to spend $199 for something that I might not like. So,
more than that.
Well, I was looking at the light because I couldn't picture myself actually playing on the TV because I don't know why. I don't know why I can't picture myself playing on the TV. I like handhelds a lot. I've been playing Chrono Trigger on my phone, and I get so much more enjoyment than just sitting. Oh my god, I love Chrono Trigger. We'll talk about that. I got you on here to talk about video games because you and I have a lot in common with that, and I don't get a nerd out about Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, or any of the SquareSoft things. So I'm going to get into that. I want to, and but I don't know. I get way more enjoyment being able to take Chrono Trigger on the go anywhere I want, and rather than actually sitting down at a console and playing it. Because I don't know, like I'm in Ubers a lot because I don't have a car and I do travel, and like I travel to work obviously, and it's like a 15-minute drive, and I have nothing else to do, so I will play about 30 minutes of Chrono Trigger in a car a day because I'm on mobile and I can do that. I can't do that with a console, and I don't know. People complain about ports a lot, and I can't get into that mindset because no matter how bad a game is that I'm playing on my phone, I'm playing it on the go, and if it's Chrono Trigger, it's like, you're playing Chrono Trigger. You're not playing for the freaking gameplay. You're playing for this amazing story and art of Toriyama. So it's like, what do you guys? I don't understand some people with their complaints about ports. Like there's like clunkiness to the phone, but that's just the innate thing of a touch screen. Super Nintendo wasn't made for a touch screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm an old man rambling at this point. How's Harrisburg, man?
Hey, no worries. Don't worry about it. It's been great. Yeah, I got here in June, really early. I was only home for a month, and I was working the camps here. So we were doing like coding camps for elementary kids, middle school kids. We were doing all sorts of things. We did like drone camps, biology camps, chemistry, whatever. You name it, whatever. So that was really fun. Working with kids is kind of nice. Kind of reminds me of just how useful they are. Like you said, I feel kind of old now. This is like this is my 5th year in college.
Yeah, and there's nothing that makes you feel older than working with kids. That's for sure.
Yeah, and they're always so just different. They don't stress out about stuff that we stress out about.
They're so free.
Right. So it was a good experience. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. You mind if I ask how old you are?
Oh, I'm 22. Yeah.
Okay, so when I was I don't think I was 22. I think I was like 23 or 24. But I was helping kids in a gym program. I was really into physical fitness around that time.
Nice.
Yeah, because I was going to school for kinesiology at that specific moment, and I decided to get into I think it was University of Cincinnati's or I don't know if it was University of Cincinnati. It was one of the hospitals up there in Cincinnati where they had a youth program as well, and I decided to volunteer for that. And some of the things they like. It's weird how different my youth is compared to their youth and their problems and then my problems when I was a kid. It's just way different, and yeah, it really does make you feel old at even a young age because you're not old at all. You're fine. But yeah, I can understand feeling that way working around kids because yeah, there's nothing that'll make you feel older faster than hearing things that you just don't understand or seeing a young kid say something that they probably shouldn't be saying and realizing that's just the culture these days because social media changed everything and now you can get access to all sorts of dirty things. And
yep. Unfortunately, that's the era we live in.
Yeah, relay that into the real world, but yeah, that's it's whatever. That's just the progression of life, I suppose, and that's the track it's on. What got you into Hearthstone? Have you always been into Hearthstone? Because you were a League of Legends guy and you went to HU. and you became a Hearthstone guy, or you got on their Hearthstone team. I don't know if you became a Hearthstone guy, but you played on their team. What got you into that?
Yeah, so I guess throughout my life I played a lot of different games. Started with Counter-Strike and then moved on to StarCraft 2. That was one of my biggest competitive games I got into for a while.
Okay.
And then during my time of League, I played Hearthstone kind of casually, right? Hit Legend a couple times every other month, whatever. I didn't take it as seriously as I wanted to because I was too enveloped with League at the time. But yeah, I kind of just, I burnt out on League pretty hard, and the game kind of got boring for me.
Same.
With a bunch of other variables, of course.
Yes.
But Hearthstone was great, and didn't have to dedicate as much time to it. So I found it really appealing to me in the sense that I could spend my time on other things, going to the gym a lot more, just kind of expanding my horizons in regards to just like college life in general, right? Because us esports guys, we're pretty linear. We kind of practice, go to school, go to class, and then study whatever. We don't really like go out and party and stuff like that. So it's been nice change of pace. And I just played Hearthstone over the years, so when I got the opportunity to play Hearthstone at HU, that's when I started to take it a lot more seriously. And it's been good ever since. Love it.
Nice. How is the environment at HU? You're the first person I've so I've talked to Chad before on when I was with CSL and doing things with CSL as far as their podcast goes. But for my personal podcast, I haven't actually had anyone as a player from HU. How's the environment there? Like, how's it been treating you?
Yeah, no, it's great actually. So we're in the smack. We're in downtown. You were here for Hugh Fest. Yeah. Hopefully you'll be here again. But
I don't know if I can actually offer anything to them at this point.
Okay, well, whatever the case.
I wish, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, so downtown has been quite a bit to adjust to, but it's been good so far. The thing I like about most about HU is just how they run their program. We're just like, we have a lot of media stuff. We have a lot of community days that we're doing. Harrisburg is pretty dedicated to its team and stuff because it's kind of new to the East Coast. So Harrisburg is like the buzz on the town, and everybody knows who we are. It's really nice. Not to say I didn't like Columbia College's how they ran their program, but it's definitely different, and HU did it a lot better for me personally.
Gotcha. And as far as like the town goes, I mean, you say you're in downtown, but if anyone's ever been to Harrisburg, the downtown is like is kind of all there is. There's not really that much there, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's not too much to do here, but we keep ourselves busy.
Yeah.
Just with everything else.
Yeah, I was wondering what the life was like compared to Columbia College. Columbia College is not that big of a place either. It's like a downtown, and that's about it as well. But I remember like going down. I've been to Columbia a few more times than I have Harrisburg, and I do distinctly remember Columbia feeling way more like a college town. But that's also because University of Missouri is right down the street, and that place is massive compared to, I would assume, compared to Harrisburg University as well.
Yeah, for sure. Right? No, they had 3 colleges in Columbia actually.
Oh, okay. So, they had the all women's college too. What was that called?
Stevens College.
Stevens, yeah. They were the first all women Overwatch team, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. Got that in the steel trap. I have so much to remember in my life. Yeah. Okay. So Harrisburg's treating you well. You feeling good about this year going into Hearthstone? How'd you guys do last year in Hearthstone?
We were 1 game away from top 8.
Ooh.
Pretty unfortunate. Our league team got knocked out pretty early.
I don't think that's going to be the case this year. You guys seem stacked this year.
That's what Maryville said too, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, well, you guys also beat them at Midwest, so there's like everyone has their bad days.
Yeah, no, for sure, and the guys are still pretty upset about winning Campus Clash and losing their East region, because if they went to LA, you already know those guys are looking out for HU.
Right.
But we'll try it and do better this year. For Hearthstone and League both. I still consider myself a League of Legends player. Sometimes I hang out with them all the time, and I'm like, yo, if you need another mid laner, hit me up. But I really don't want to play. I actually can't play that game.
Yeah, that is now League is one of those, if you don't play it, you do lose some of your ability to keep up with things. It's a shock. I don't know, at least
right.
At least I noticed that anytime I took my hiatuses, because like when I was playing pretty hardcore, I had to take hiatuses, or else I would like just be angry all the time, because that's the kind of environment that League can produce for me. So
yep.
I would self-regulate and like I should probably just take a break. Also, my wife would keep me in check too. Like if I was being moody, is like, you should probably just stop for a couple weeks. I'm like, all right, I'll reset. But yeah,
That's what everyone needs. People get too angry.
That's the thing. You know what? And I've never felt that with another game genre. Like I never played Hearthstone hardcore or anything like that. But I always wanted to win. But I never got like angry when I lost. Rainbow Six. I know I don't typically get angry when I lose. Apex. Whenever I was playing that, I didn't get angry when I lost. You know, League was the only one that actually got that out of me, and I don't know why. And I really want to know why League got that. And I think it's because maybe I started as a young person, maybe my attitude just wasn't adjusted to where it should be in life, and maybe it just kept that for me in that game. But other games, I don't get that. Dota Underlords, I feel like I get robbed every time I lose in Dota Underlords because it's a massive RNG based game. But I don't get angry, and League is the only one that's ever gotten true anger out of me to where it's like, I suck at life. This is like, I compared my success in life to my success in League. I've never gotten that out of any other game, and I have no idea why yet.
You know, if I knew the answer, I would try and tell everyone.
Yeah, because I know I'm not the only one, because I see people who have went over to some other game, and then they talk about how much happier they are now that they're not on League. And is that something you've experienced as well?
Oh, 200,000%.
That's crazy.
You know, I mean, when I quit League, all my Twitter posts were just saying, you know, how awesome it was. Yeah. And I don't think people really understand. They're probably just like, oh, no, dude, you're probably just thinking that. But it's actually, like, legit true. Like, I don't know, League just brings out the worst in people. And I just couldn't take it anymore. It's always so tiring to be surrounded by negative people all the time. Because, you know, after a while, it builds on your character. And then, like you said, your success in League kind of reflects on your success in life, and then that's not a healthy mindset already.
No.
So that was, you know, good days, they feel good, right? But when you go, 6 games in a row and you lose them, you just don't even want to, like, do anything else.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, it's like you're deflated. Like, yeah, that's weird. There should be a study about that one. There should be a study. And I wonder if that's something that would be catching on now, like, that would still catch on nowadays. Like, any new player. So someone just is an avid gamer, like, they've played all these other games that we've mentioned, but then they haven't played League and decided to get into League and like, oh wow, League is really fun. I wonder if they would get the same kind of effect, you know, now that they've, I don't know. That one's a weird one. I probably shouldn't harp on it too much because we legit just don't know the answer to it.
Oh no, I think we're having a nice discussion.
No, this is not. Yeah, of course.
I'm down to flame League, but you know, this is not the time for it.
Or is it? It is my podcast.
That's true.
I am an avid anti-League person right
now. Yeah, you and me both. I think we jumped on at the same time too.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah. I think so. It was so when I went to HughFest last year, that was the very first event I had played or had been into that I had stopped actually playing League. I think I stopped playing League around this time last year, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have to be because it's Hugh Invitational now because you guys aren't having a festival, right?
Oh, is that what it's called? They don't tell us anything. I have no idea.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it's being advertised as an invitational instead of a festival because I mean you guys went like all out last year. I mean I would love to see that consistency, but I mean that seems like a very costly thing to do every year is to hold an entire block or two festival with bands like live bands, like actual decently prominent bands too, like holding in Harrisburg. I think it's going to be scaled back a lot this year, at least from what I can tell just by reading. I don't actually know. I haven't talked to Chad or anything like that. So yeah, I think it's going to be scaled back. So it's an invitational this year, and I think it was around this time last year, right? I think it might have been September that it was happening. So yeah, I've been 1 year clean from League almost.
You've been cured, yeah. You've been cleansed.
My name is Josh, and I'm 1 year clean. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's talk about some RPGs.
Yeah.
So what got you into those? Was that just something growing up, or did you like discover those like later on in life?
Coming from a gaming family. My dad just had Final Fantasy stuff lying around.
Ooh.
Mostly Final Fantasy 9 and 8. I grew up on those.
Okay.
But I never really played it. I was too young to understand the story, the mechanics. And then just I think a couple years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago, I decided to really give it another shot. And then I just tore through those games. I haven't really played the older ones, unfortunately, but I've played 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 15.
Okay.
And then I'm playing 3 right now, I think. I don't know. One of the two.
I was say so that back then is tricky because 3 in the United States is 6 over in Japan, and 6 is the one with Kefka, and that everyone raves about, which is justified in a lot of ways because it is really good. But 3 in the United States, or I'm sorry, in Japan was I think just completely different. I don't know much about 3 in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought about going back and playing those.
Someday I'll go back. But another, I don't know if you heard of the Legend of Heroes series.
No.
This is like Trails in the Sky, Trails of Cold Steel. I just finished those this summer. Those are fantastic games, by the way.
Where do you play those at?
Oh, those are on Steam. Usually. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you're big into JRPGs. It's kind of a little bit too anime for me, but I really enjoyed the story and the gameplay was fantastic.
Okay.
So.
All right. Sweet. I think honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. Like the last new RPG I played was that I really enjoyed. That's new. Like I said, I went back and played Chrono Trigger. I went back and repeated. What was it? Final Fantasy 12, the one with Vayne as the villain, long-haired. Well, they all have long hair, I guess.
Is that the one with Ash?
Was that Ash? Was it Ash? It was. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing.
Vaughn was the guy with the.
Vaughn.
Oh yeah,
Vaughn.
I know Vaughn.
It was Vaughn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blonde haired. Wore a crop top jacket.
Would you recommend that one? Because I wanted to play it sometime.
You know, when I first played
I heard it was okay.
Yeah, okay. So the thing about it, when I first played it, and this is back when I was in high school, I was always like 17, I think, 16 or 17. I played it back then. I was extremely disappointed with it. Because I just came off of number 9, number 7. I still haven't played.
You can't do that.
Right, and those number 9 is just so magical. It's so good. Number 9 is like a callback to all the ones that I love, because my favorite one is number 4, which is number 2 in the United States, by the way. But number 4 is my favorite one, and I like researched all these others, and I played number 6, and I played all these other ones before number 9, and number 9 was just such a good tie-in that as far as spiritually, I loved it. And then number 12 was just something vastly different than and looking, back then I didn't like it, and I bought it on Steam about sometime last year, and I got an immense amount of joy out of it. And mostly, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of it was nostalgia, but it still seemed fun. Like you can hunt like espers, which are like the summons in there. I don't think there's only a couple of them you actually encounter, but all the other ones you hunt. And you don't have to. They're all optional. But that was I forgot how fun that was, just hunting all the espers. And a lot of the espers are just like bosses from other games, like Zeramis from number 4. Have you ever played number 4?
No. No. Which one's that one?
That was the one with Cecil and Cain and the Red Wings and the Baron, Baron Empire. It is my favorite, but it's also might be skewed because it also is the first one I ever played, and I have just a really big nostalgic kick for it. But I also do love most of the characters and a story to it as well. It's actually pretty good. The music is really good to that one also.
Nice. Put it on the list.
Yeah, man. That's why we're here. We're both going to expand our list. I got on a big tangent, and I'll get back to the original point of the new one I played. But number 12, you know what? It's not bad. So yeah, Zeramus, who is the one of the characters in number 4, he's one of the espers in there, and it was just it's really cool to see stuff like that. Because the take on him in number 12 is way different than take on him in number 4, and it's really cool being able to summon him and have him do your bidding, because he's a big baddie in number 4, and that stuff is just really fun to me. And the one on Steam, I don't know if they redid the soundtrack or not, but it's just beautiful. Like when I booted it up, I kind of got a tear in my eye to it, because it reminded me of how beautiful Final Fantasy really is. Just from a musical standpoint, Final Fantasy is one of the best musical scores. Not just, obviously you can't just say Final Fantasy, but the whole series is some of the best music I've ever heard in my entire life. And when you first boot it up, it like smacks you with it, and it's so beautiful. So I'm gonna be honest. I think I have rose tinted glasses on with number 12, but it's fun, man. It's worth a go, especially if you're into Final Fantasies.
Yeah,
It's definitely
definitely. I consider myself, a fanatic now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the whole point of that was probably the newest one I've played that I've enjoyed over the last 10 years is Undertale. Undertale is by far one of my favorite RPGs in a long, long time, and that's trumping the newer Final Fantasies. Because I actually liked some of the new Final Fantasies. I liked number 15 way more than I thought I would. But
oh yeah, I remember you were so on the fence.
oh
Dude.
man, I was kind of shitting on it actually.
I was like, Feckers, let's get it. Like,
yeah,
get it and play it first.
Yeah, and I did, and yeah, that one really grew on me. And when I started, I hated it too because
Yeah, actually, I did too.
yeah, because they like opened up with Florence and the Machine, "Stand by Me," which is a beautiful song that I thought I had no place in a Final Fantasy, and now I associate that song with Final Fantasy, and I have
Right.
on my YouTube Music, I have a whole list of strictly Final Fantasy 15 music because the music in there once again is amazing. And I remember you mentioned one time Somnus is one of the best, like a really beautiful piece. And I hadn't given the time until you mentioned it, and I finally sat down and listened to it. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is actually beautiful."
Oh,
And now,
Somnus. It's so iconic too.
and now I want to play it on the piano really bad.
I'm learning it actually.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a good arrangement that I like. It's pretty hard in the middle, but
Do you have
that's
it
how
on?
it should be.
Do you have it on like physical form, or do you have it on digital?
I have the music sheet, but I left it at home. But I have it on my like Google Drive or something, so I
Can
can
you
send it over.
send that to me?
Yeah, of
Because
course.
I bought a keyboard to start learning music on, like, piano music, and I got like a Zelda book and everything, but I really want to learn Final Fantasy.
Yeah, no. If you should learn Chazanarkin too. That one's really easy for beginners.
Oh, really? Can you after this, can you spell it out? 'Cause I have no idea how to spell what you just said. Can
Oh,
you
that's the Final Fantasy X song, if you know what that is.
Oh, you know what? I never played Final Fantasy X.
Oh, what?
I know.
Wait, hang on,
I
hang
know,
on.
I
We got
know.
back.
Yeah.
But that one's iconic also.
That's what I
That's like
heard.
people say it's like the best one too, which I don't agree with, but it's definitely in my top like 3.
I've heard that, and I know a bit about it. I just never I never played 8 either. 8 and 10. I don't know
Yeah.
I don't know what happened in my life. I think I was transitioning to from high school to college, and I was probably just a poor college kid at the time and irresponsible and doing other things in life. And number 10 came out during that time, and number 10 was the first one that had like a 2 to it, like 10-2, and
Mhm.
that's when Square Enix became a thing because Enix and Square merged, and I was against it because I was just a dumb kid who wanted to stick with the old things, like you'll never make a game past number 9 that's good. And because it's like Square, like I was used to Square made Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, Final Fantasies all the way up to like I think 9, maybe 9 was the last one for Square by itself. And Square Enix came out, 10 came out, and then 10-2 came out. I was like, oh, they're changing everything. This sucks. Don't want to deal with it. And I mean, now I'm like older and way more mature about things, and I know that's just not how it is. And I was like, this seems like a really good game, and I just haven't bought it. And I think it's on Steam. I really should just sit down and dedicate a good week to it one time.
Oh man, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. If
man.
you're gonna do one, you should do that one first.
Okay, I will. For you, Jonathan.
Awesome.
And
And then I'll play whatever.
And I'm being serious about that. I actually will, because I have been wanting to play it, but I just haven't. And if the music is good, which the music's good in every Final Fantasy, so I can't really. The music's good in every Square game, really.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
They ever played? You played Chrono Trigger too, as well?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
But all my cousins are older than me. They say it's a classic. I have to play it.
It's one of the best RPGs in the entire universe. And
Yeah,
I'm
no.
assuming there's aliens that have made RPGs, and if they can compare, I don't think it would compare very well to Chrono Trigger because it's just that good.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. It's just, someday. I don't know why I've been playing Fire Emblem a lot lately, so I haven't had time.
Oh, how's that? You know what? So I got Fire Emblem mixed up with Breath of Fire because Breath of Fire was a thing on Super Nintendo, and I realized I've never played Fire Emblem. How's Fire Emblem, and what is that about?
Oh man, it is.
Is that simple? Is that too simple of a question?
So, have you played like Advance Wars? Do you know that game?
No.
Or like Pokemon Conquest?
I've
Uh,
seen Pokemon Conquest. I haven't played it, but I know know what it's about.
okay, so Fire Emblem is kind of like that in a sense. You have like a grid-based thing,
Okay.
grid-based battle,
Yeah.
and then you have different classes for each guy. You have like archers, mages, whatever.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good alternative
Kind of like
for Final Fantasy.
kind of
It's kind of weird.
XCOM or Final Fantasy Tactics was like that too.
Yeah, XCOM is probably one of the better
Okay.
analogies. Yeah. So if you're gonna start with one, I would say you don't have a Switch, I guess.
I don't, but
But this new
I
one
need
is.
more reasons to get one.
Oh man, this new one is actually taking the whole gaming community by storm. It might be game of the year, is what people are saying. It's
Ooh.
kind of crazy.
And it's an RPG,
But
like has an in-depth story and everything.
oh, the story is why I play the game. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
was very impressed by it.
yeah, that's usually why I play. I mean, pretty much any of the RPGs. Like, that's why I play any Final Fantasies because like for like a while, Final Fantasy were literally just the same game over and over again. As far as like gameplay, it's just a different story. But yeah, that's the main reason why I play them. It's just for the story. But yeah, so it's a good story. Like, what is it about?
Yeah, so usually every Fire Emblem, there's like war in every single game. So basically, in Fire Emblem Three Houses, you have three different paths you can take from the beginning of the game. So technically, you can play it 3 times over, which is awesome because that's just so much content. And I'm on my second playthrough right now. I have to play my third one still.
And you haven't gotten bored?
Um, yeah, no, not at all. It's crazy. I thought I would get bored, but it's actually insanely engrossing, and like you just get sucked into the characters and the story, and you kind of want to learn what every character is supposed to be doing.
Ooh.
That's big. That's a big problem for me sometimes. Like in some Final Fantasies, I didn't really care about some characters.
Oh yeah.
Just straight up.
Yeah.
Like Quina, didn't care about him.
Final Fantasy 13. That was like every character for me. I didn't give a
Yeah,
crap.
right.
Maybe Lightning I was interested in. But other than that, like I don't care about any of you guys.
Right. Yeah. So that's why I like Fire Emblem so much. They feel so relatable, also. But yeah, maybe give it a shot sometime. And you gotta. There's too many games to play right now.
Yeah.
And then
So another
I
one.
have school next week, stuff like that.
That sucks. That is a good thing about being out of college and not having to deal with that anymore.
Yeah.
But so did you? So you have a Switch? Did you end up playing Octopath Traveler as well?
No, but my short race bought it. Chad bought it. Someday I'm gonna get that too. Cause I'm thinking about it. It's like it's up my alley, and I would enjoy it, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's another one I wanted to play, but I mean that's an exclusive to Switch as well, and I mean that one seemed interesting. It seemed also a little bit like empty from what I've seen reviews where people like it or it's just kind of empty. Like people don't react the way they should. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna let that.
It's actually on Steam now too, which is
Is
nice.
it really?
Yeah, it got released I think a month ago, something like that.
Sorry, I'm gonna pull up my Steam. My Steam is not closed. All right. Yeah, no worries. So your favorite Final Fantasy is 10 or no? You said its top 3 was 10. What is your favorite? Is it 9?
I'm gonna be that guy and probably say 9 or 15.
You know what, dude? 15 I would not have agreed with until like, and even after I beat 15, I would have said it was in top 5 and well, I mean it's only like I would say top 3, but now that I've let it sit and stew for like months, I'm gonna be honest. Number 15 is pretty damn good, and if I didn't have nostalgia roast into glasses for 4, it probably would be my favorite. Even with all that weird content that you kind of need to watch in order to get things that are happening in the game, which I did not do, it's still really good.
Yeah. No, so many people I heard they bashed on it too. Just like when you look at forum boards and stuff, they're like Final Fantasy 15 was a letdown, whatever. But I don't, I can see it, but that doesn't,
It's different.
But that game was amazing already by itself.
Yeah, it's really different. The whole, I mean, there's the whole formula with the 4 dudes just going around, because like Final Fantasy is like you get characters, you get party members, they go in and out, and things like that. You used to stick with 4 guys this entire time, and a lot of people aren't used to that. Not to mention, like you do have that open world aspect that a lot of people aren't used to either, because 13 even was linear. 13 was linear. I don't know how 13 2 or did they have a third one at 13?
13.3 was the best one.
Okay.
For sure.
Well, Jesus, I have to play all those just to get to 13.
Yeah.
Getting through 13 was hard for me just because I was so bored.
Yeah, no, me too, for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I can see that with 15. I can see why people would be against it, but I can also criticize them for not appreciating art, because 15 is just a fantastic piece of work.
Oh man, just driving around in the car and seeing just like, the sunset or whatever, like I would do that all the time.
It is a visually aesthetic game, like just visually pleasing. And just some of the they're so relatable too. It's like Noctis likes fishing. How about that? There's a guy who likes cooking. I like cooking too. Let's cook. Now I'm craving ramen. Now I'm craving cup noodles. Because I'm pretty sure cup noodles had a deal with them because there's cup noodles everywhere in that game.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to give it another playthrough one of these days.
Yeah, I do too. I have it on my PC and it's so large that I don't want to take the time to put it in again. But it is, yeah, I do want to give it another playthrough just to experience it with a different point of view. Because again, when I went in the first time, I was cynical. I was kind of downplaying it, but now that I have a really big appreciation for it, I do want to go through it again.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's like, thanks for pushing me on that one, and thanks for like just mentioning like you and Danny Konstantinovic. Like we'll talk about it and everything, and I don't know, it really helps me appreciate things. So like you mentioning Somnus really helped out too, because then I realized how beautiful and like I'd like games where the music makes me feel something, and 15 is like, I think the first one since Undertale where the music actually made me feel something. And the music for 15 and Undertale are drastically different. Like, going from orchestra to 8-bit.
I've heard a lot of their music, Undertale. I haven't played it, but the music is also fantastic. Yeah.
So yeah, Undertale is a pretty different game. It's really good. It's Toby Fox really gave a lot of thought to that game, and it doesn't seem like that on the surface, but when you really delve into it, it's incredibly deep. It's really good. And in the music too, like the music will conjure up feelings, like I said, just of the game and how you felt and how characters felt, and that's how I really like to experience games, is through music, and especially after I've beaten it. And 15, it really, Undertale does that, obviously. It's like, again, one of my favorite games. 15, Final Fantasy 15, I'm surprised at how much it really just sank in and ate at me, and like just made me fall in love with it. This whole podcast, I feel like 15 minutes of this podcast has been me talking about Final Fantasy, my love for Final Fantasy 15. I'm sorry about that.
I could do a whole hour of that. No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. You gotta go play Chrono Trigger, man, because it's another great game with a beautiful score. Now, it's all like, Super Nintendo 8-bit music kind. I don't know. I don't know if Super Nintendo is technically 8-bit, but they do have orchestrated versions of it nowadays, and it's beautiful too. It's really good. Highly recommend. Okay. And they do have a sequel called Chrono Cross, which in its own right stands on its own 2 feet without Chrono Trigger for the most part. But it's way different than Chrono Trigger, and a lot of people don't like it near as much. But I liked it. Not as much as Chrono Trigger, but I still like Chrono Cross a lot for what it was.
All right. Yeah, I'll put that on the list too.
Yeah, Chrono Cross might be harder for you to find, unless I guess you could find them up. What do they call them? ROMs.
Yeah, ROMs. Yeah. I have a SNES at home.
Ooh, it's on PlayStation.
Oh.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger is on multiple platforms now, but it started on the SNES, and then Chrono Cross came out on the PlayStation.
Oh, Chrono Cross is on the PlayStation. Okay, cool. Yeah. Either that or I'll just get like the Steam version or something.
Yeah. I don't. Chrono Trigger Steam is out. I don't think Chrono Cross is, because again, I don't know. People tend to forget Chrono Cross is like the forgotten stepchild, and I feel bad for it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That sometimes that'll happen when the first game's way too good.
Yeah, that's exactly the case, because again, Chrono Cross was a good game. It just wasn't as good as Chrono Trigger, and people wanted it to be.
Mhm.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I feel like I've been rambling. You're my guest. Talk to me. Talk to me about what you want. What are you into these days, man?
Oh man, just so Fire Emblem. Of course, we talked about that already. But I'm just kind of getting ready for school.
Yeah.
Going to school is just so like I got exams, got to do homework.
Yeah, that's actually one of the reasons why I really wanted you on here right now, because I knew you were going to start getting out of school, and I'm wondering how well this podcast is going to do with students whenever school gets back in, because like I can get other personalities that are not in school technically, like staff or coaches or anyone that's not in there, or just people in the actual industry of Collegiate. But students in general, like I don't want to have too many on here, and the ones I do want to have on here, hello Hollywood, that's you. I need to get on before school starts, which is like now for some people. So I'm really glad you made time today. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Then oh man, Final Fantasy 15 I could talk about all day though. So amazing game.
Yeah, no, I could too. But yeah. So tell me about your path in Collegiate real quick, because I was actually thinking about this the other day. You're not from Columbia. You're from like Twin City, Minnesota, aren't you?
That's right. Yeah. Oh, I'm surprised you remember that.
I remember everything, and oh my gosh, it's so hard, but I do remember everything. It is a burden and a gift.
Yeah.
So what got you from Twin City to Columbia College? Was it strictly the scholarship program, or was it something else?
Yeah. So my dad is really in tune, as you know, with the collegiate scene.
Yes.
Especially League of Legends, because I played it for so long.
Yeah, he's retweets me a lot, and I appreciate him.
Yeah. He's a big advocate. So he actually found the Columbia College news article on saying that they were releasing scholarships, and this happened to align with the game that I played the most at the time. So yeah, I mean it's an 8-hour drive, not too crazy. So I applied, and I got like an email back the next day, because I was like master at the time, and master and collegiate was a big deal at the time.
Yeah.
Usually you'd just have like diamond, maybe mid diamond players.
Mm-hmm.
So they reached out to me, and then pretty much the rest of that is pretty much history.
Nice.
It was a good time while I was there. I really liked how they did. The first year was really great. Just the whole idea of playing on a team. I was really new to me, and I was really naive at the time. I was a young kid, kind of self-centered, and I just got mad pretty easily, and it kind of reflected on my teammates, unfortunately.
Well, we talked
about
that's
how we
League,
all were.
Yeah, we talked about how League just does that to you anyways.
Yeah, so I didn't appreciate what I had at the time, my first year at Columbia. But when I look back on it, it was a good time, for sure. And then, seeing Artemis' success now, that's even amazing, amazing.
Yeah, good for him.
Amazing to see him on the LCS stage.
Clutch, right? Is he on Clutch?
Yeah, he's Clutch, yep.
Yeah. That's so one of my favorite things about Collegiate and just being in this so early is that I get to see everyone grow into their ambitions, and a lot of people their ambitions are professional. And it's really nice. Like Bob Chen, he's doing great. Obviously Artemis is too. Invert, J what's his name? JJ, JL. I forget exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, I just called him Jay from Toronto. He's doing great. I don't know what happened to the old support for RMU. What is his name? He played
Mini?
No. He played Soraka a lot. He was like
Shady.
No, Shady is now on. He's on Columbia College now. No. He's
Maryville.
Maryville. Yeah.
Right.
Oh no, what was that guy's name? He was a little dude.
Support for RMU.
Yeah, it was RMU about 3 years ago. I just bragged on myself for knowing and remembering everything, and I forgot this. Anyway, I was happy for him. Yeah, he played a lot of Soraka. Yeah, that doesn't really say much.
Sorry, I had to laugh there.
No, you're good. Do your thing. I'm making fun of myself at this point. I'll remember his name eventually, and I will tweet it to you if I don't remember it by the end of this podcast.
Oh yeah, no worries.
But yeah, seeing everyone successful, I mean, that's a really cool thing to do, to see.
It's so cool to see Artemis too. That was his dream, was to go pro.
Yeah.
But he actually taught me how to play mid. Like he taught the whole team how to play their role, and I was like, this guy has an knack for coaching. He may not be the best mechanically, because he's focusing on teaching us all the time. Yeah. And at the time when he's teaching us, who's teaching him? So in a way, I kind of felt bad too, because I wasn't as good as he was. He knew how to play mid more than I did. But yeah,
ADC though, yeah.
Yeah, right. He's the ADC. And naivete, is that a word? I don't know
Yeah,
how to pronounce it.
yeah. We all know what you mean.
Yeah, so that kind of was just hard the first year, but like I said, hopefully they don't shun me for that, and it's been good to see their success for sure.
You still talk to people from Columbia College?
I talked to Dean sometimes here and there. Dean and I kind of got really close the second year I was there.
And where did Dean go? He
So
went to
Dean
like
went to Boise State
Boise.
near his home.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, actually, I talked to the casters on there. I had the casters on here a while ago, and yeah, we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Um, but yeah, maybe probably just him. I actually kind of haven't really talked to too many people at CC. Just basically, well, Dean and I talk every now and then, but mostly it's just been me and my HU guys.
Okay. By the way, that support Adrian. Remember him?
Oh, Adrian. Dude, how
Adrian.
come I forgot about him?
I don't know how did I. Why did I forget about him? I don't. Don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, what are your ambitions for for post college? Do you want to try to go into pro something, or are you looking to just be more grounded and I guess you just go with what your college degree is going for. By the way, what are you going for?
Yeah, so I'm a cybersecurity major actually.
Okay, okay.
So
Ooh, so
I'll be doing all
you're
that
gonna
stuff.
you're gonna come to DEF CON in Vegas one day, and hack my phone as I drive by the strip.
We'll see about that one, but
I keep my phone. Okay, man. Do you know what DEF CON is? Yeah.
no, what is that?
It's one of the world's largest hacker convention. It's here in Vegas, and it's been here since like '96 or something like that. It's been here every year, and it just happened. And every time, so I've lived in Vegas for 2 years, and I've known this has happened. I know this is an event because one of my friends used to go to it, and I don't trust anyone with that kind of power. And I stay completely away from the strip on DEF CON days because I know I've known some of the things that people can do just by just the very little information. So.
Right.
Yeah, I avoid that. But there's people in there that's like it's not malicious most of the time. It's mostly there's like events to like hack something, like hack a corporation or hack something specific and find a loophole or something. A lot of those people are hackers for corporations to find loopholes to be able to patch them. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. I interrupted you, man. I'm sorry. So,
no, don't worry about it.
Yeah, if you do go to DEF CON, let me know. Is the whole point of that. I'm sorry.
For sure, yeah. TLDR, I got it.
Gotcha. Yeah. I should TDLR a lot of my stuff, honestly.
Oh no, you're good. Don't worry about it.
Anyways, go on.
Yeah, so I'm doing that, and then I'm still pretty. So I coached CC the last year.
Yeah.
That I was there. Their B team.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that I really enjoyed. I think I told you and I told a lot of other people that. Coaching was just really fun and really fulfilling because you see these guys who don't know how to play on a team, these guys who don't know how to communicate what they want, and you help them out with that. You tell them, hey, if you need something, you need to let people know, because that kind of teaches them life skills in a sense, where you have to communicate it and tell them what you want, things boundaries you want to set, stuff like that. So it was really cool to see the guys just kind of grow into their own person towards the end of the semester. Platypus is actually here too. And seeing him again has just been great. We've always been good friends.
Where was Platypus at before? Was he in CC?
So Platypus was at CC when I was coaching him.
Oh,
right.
So
and
he
then
was on the B team of CC. Now he's on the top lane of HU. So because HU has I don't know if you guys consider it a B team or an A team or starters or second string or anything like that, but you guys have 11 people on that team. As far as on the field, rather than not counting coaches, right?
We have a lot of people this year. It's actually crazy how many people we got.
It is, yeah. I threw it up last week, and yeah, it's like you guys were trying to create a mega roster.
Yeah, we double our whole roster or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but seeing him has been good. But after college, I still think, in Minnesota, it's pretty new. Me and Chillingwalk are both there. He's a really, really good friend of mine, and we always talk about.
Yeah.
Because he's a league coach. He's actually coaching GPU, and then he has his own org called Frostfire Gaming that he does. Yeah. So I've always wanted to do something with that with him.
I think he was also at Lords too, wasn't he?
Right. Yeah, he was at Lords with Artemis at the time.
Yeah.
And Clement Hiami. But yeah, maybe after college we kind of wanted to do something at a university. If that doesn't fall through, then we'll just I'll just do my 9-to-5 job. and kind of go there. I think my aspirations to go pro has been kind of. I tried it out for a couple years and it wasn't for me, so I'm pretty glad, pretty comfortable, just kind of do my own thing.
That's understandable, and that's really good. I don't feel like enough people see that because there's so many ambitions about going professional when really the chance of going professional is incredibly low. And I wish people were more grounded like that because I want success for everyone. And the thing is that you can fail in one dream and go to sleep, have another dream, and be successful in that. I've certainly done that because obviously I'm not a professional in anything. I don't feel like I just do things for fun nowadays. But there was one time I wanted to be a professional caster, and like I don't really want to anymore. It's all right, and I have my 9-to-5 job as it is, and I'm for the most part I'm happy with it. I still get to play video games and have fun and pay my bills and go out with my wife, and I really don't know what else I want in life at the moment. Like I think I'm fine at that. I think I get to travel every now and then. I'm going to New Orleans soon, so I was like whatever, happy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of the reasons why I did the podcast. I was like, well, I mean, I'm happy in life. I guess I could supplement it with something I can enjoy as a hobby and talk and meet new people, but also catch up with people I've met before. And that's kind of where you come in because you and I have actually talked before and chilled and not technically chill because every time we ever in person we're at an event and we don't have time to chill, but
yeah.
We do have our Twitter banter, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to get you on here because I knew you were an avid fan of video games that I'm into. So obviously we just talked 20 minutes. I feel like I rambled about Final Fantasy 15 for 20 minutes.
No, I wanted to hear your thoughts anyway. So.
Yeah, well that was there's no TDLR on that one. That was most of them. But yeah. Yeah. I wish a lot of people had that thought too, where they could just be all right not going professional because you can do other things in life and be happy. But there's some people that get so caught up in that one dream, and it's a really good dream to have because if you make it, then great. But man, I do feel like there's
thing. Oh, sorry, I cut you off there. But
no, you're good.
The thing about the passions and something that's been really appealing to me lately. Or rather, I'm recognizing it lately, is that people are too enveloped in their passion. It kind of becomes toxic in a sense.
Yeah.
You can have someone be so passionate about League, but when they lose a game in League or something doesn't go their way, League is all they have. And that was something that I recognized when I was playing League. Without League, what was I? I was just not who I wanted to be. And I don't want to say this about people, but for most of these guys who are actually going pro or want to go pro, if you remove League from them, they don't have that much, to back it up with.
Right.
And whether this is hobbies or whether this is, personality, whatever it is. So that's something that I really just disliked about that. And like everything, everything should be done in moderation. TSM Leffen, he's a really amazing Smash player. He always talks about how sometimes you need to back something else up in your passion. Because either when that goes out the window or maybe you don't feel that way anymore, you're just not lost, So here's to my hope that, people actually do other things than just play League or play whatever, Counter-Strike, whatever they want to go pro in, Hearthstone, Overwatch.
And even if you don't want to go pro, just have fun. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything in Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, but it's incredibly fun for me.
Yeah, and even enjoyment is great too. People forget to enjoy League of Legends.
Yo, no joke. They only enjoy it when they win. They enjoy winning, but they don't enjoy the game itself.
Right.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put all that. I think we can wind down from here though, man.
Already?
Got anything else you want to say? Yeah, it's been 50 minutes.
Oh wow, it's been like 20.
Yeah, I know, it's been almost an hour. So you got anything else you want to wrap up with? Anything shout outs? You want to talk about anything else before we go? Because we can always extend this if you have any topics you want to get off your chest or anything like that, man.
No, I think we pretty much hit everything. I want to say thanks again for inviting me on.
No problem. Thanks for being on here. Thanks for switching on your schedule for me. That was incredibly nice of you. I somewhat felt bad, but I mean, I know you'll make it back up to yourself anyways.
Yeah, no, our coach is really chill and lax, so.
Good, man. Yeah, tell him thank you as well. Who's your coach, by the way?
His name is Freshka. He's a former Hearthstone pro. A funny story, real quick,
Do it.
before we exit. He I actually met him in a solo queue game. He's like Diamond 5 Jana player.
Oh,
So
solo in League.
yeah, in League, right? Yeah. This was back in my Diamond 5 days, but we actually met through League, and then I just figured out he's a former Hearthstone pro. So he actually reached out to me saying, "Yo, is HU accepting whatever Hearthstone positions, head coach positions?" I ended up telling my teammates, "Yo, do you guys know this Freshka guy?" And they both just freaked out. They were like, "What?
Ooh.
Is this Steve Freshka?" I'm like, "Yeah." Who is this dude? And they're like, "What? This guy's like the former Hearthstone World Pro or whatever." So that's how we got in touch with Freshka.
So you guys have 3 former pros on 3 of your teams. You got Joe Meister on Overwatch, right. You have X Special on League, and you have Freshka on Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are really, really going for it.
Yeah, no, HU is so invested, and I love it.
And not to mention, I mean, Chad is like, he's pretty connected because he's been in the professional scene on a couple of teams. So
right.
that must, wow. Okay. That's all right. I look forward to seeing you guys play. I don't actually watch Hearthstone too much. I've never had an opposition to it, but I do want to watch it. So hopefully you guys tweet out whenever you're playing, and I'll give it a go. I've watched Overwatch, and it was so actually now I'm going to extend this. The first actual set of Overwatch I ever witnessed was last year at HuFest between HU and Maryville, and that was like one of the most exhilarating games I've ever seen, because like so the thing about me with Overwatch is that it's kind of hard for me to keep up with everything because there's so many particle effects, which coming from League I don't know how that happens because there's particle effects everywhere, but there's something with Overwatch I just haven't grasped onto, and maybe because I haven't played it or watched it enough, but I have played quite a bit of it just for fun, so I know what's going on and I know the objectives, and not to mention Uber and Hex were like great on commentary, so they like spelled it out. They knew what they were doing, they knew who their audience was. Man, that was so much fun watching HU versus MU, and yeah, that kind of got me into just watching Overwatch a little bit. I don't watch it like, I'm not a hardcore viewer or anything. I actually rarely watch esports these days, but yeah, that was I guess what I'm trying to say is like I'm open to new things, and I want to get new esports in my life, and I think I'm going to try out Hearthstone because I always did like card-based games anyways, and I have played Hearthstone enough to actually know what's going on. I don't know every card anymore, but I do know a good majority of it. I think I might be watching you, so don't feel nervous or anything. But I think I might watch you throughout the season, man.
All right, awesome. Yeah, appreciate the support. Yeah, we'll tweet it out and stuff for sure.
All right, man. Thank you for being on. Anything else? Anything else you want to talk about? Any, like I said, shout outs, anything?
Nah, I'm good. Yeah, nothing here.
All right, Jonathan. Thank you very much, man. It was great talking to you and just nerding out with you.
Yeah, nice catching up with you too. Appreciate it a lot.
For sure. Good luck in your season and have a good semester, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Have a good one. See ya. If you're not going to go play a Final Fantasy after that conversation, then we probably didn't do our jobs. Not saying it's our job to hawk Final Fantasies, but I'm pretty sure there's very few points we could have hit to really nerd out a little bit more on that one. I love talking about RPGs, and I'm really glad Jonathan is like into that, because I don't really have too many people to really do that with. Though, like I probably have more than I think. I just don't know. Like I don't know. It was just really nice to talk about Final Fantasies on some like a level that someone could like relate to with me, because again, I don't feel like I have that kind of thing with many people. I need to go play Fire Emblem, and I didn't even know that Octopath Traveler was on Steam. I looked at it. It's $60. Probably gonna hold off for a second to buy that one, but it is going to be on my. I think it's probably going to be my next gaming buy, because there's not really anything I want to play right now. I wanted to play Wolfenstein, but I heard that was so bad, and you can't even play it on 2-player on the same TV, which really turned me off, because I was gonna take it over to my friends and just play it there, but that's not gonna happen. So yeah, anyway, that's the conversation. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/PHEQES. That's Fekes. And I hope if I do my job right, I'm going to. Someone requested that I put timestamps where I think it was actually Harrisburg University's Twitter. I don't know who runs it. I think so. I think they were the one that requested that I put timestamps on when things happen, like the news, the conversation, the outro. And if I do my job right, I'm going to be able to do that. I'm going to do that this time, and it'll be easier for everyone to navigate. And I hope you all enjoy that. But either way, thank you very much for joining me. Once again, you can follow me on Twitter, like, share, subscribe, do all those things. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And it's a Friday. I'm going to go get out of here. I just started The Boys. That's a pretty cool series. The first episode is really good, and I'm looking forward to more of it. So, yeah, I'm just going to go enjoy my week. I'm going to go hiking tomorrow. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. So, if you remembered last week, I did go to Mount Zion, Zion National Park. I left early. It was hotter than hell up there. I was expecting like 80 degrees. It was 100. I went hiking, and then after that, my friend and I were like, we just want to go home. We were supposed to stay another night, and we just didn't have the energy for it. We didn't want to. We wanted to get back to our cozy homes, play some video games. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm a dirty millennial. It's okay. I still go hiking. It's still fun. I still like the outdoors. So whatever. I'll take it. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys all next week.